What's going on, y'all? This is Q Ortiz, your local San Diego massage therapist, musician, and artist. And I'm coming on here with the message of it depends on you regarding the shifts and the changes and the motivation to want to do anything where the background of what I'm expressing is touching in on when I was in school. I was in high school. My dad would constantly mention focusing on school, focusing on the education, and not really dealing with some of my friends who weren't the most positive influences. And he understood that some people that you're familiar with when you're younger, later on in life, they may not even be in your life at all. And I can see that. Also, people either change or they stay the same as well. And if you are in your growth, you may not align with these people that you used to interact with long ago. So, touching in on that aspect of you having to really want it, you having to want it for yourself, it goes to being in high school. There was one year, my sophomore year, where that's where I got into more of the graffiti. I got more into just hanging out. I would already connect with people, hang out with people and friends, but here I was just socializing, social, to where also I was getting myself into trouble where I would leave school, like, in the middle of school because of how the school was set up. You could sort of sneak out. So we would sneak out. We would sneak out of school and come back. We would run from the security and all that. It was crazy. And this year, this sophomore year, I ended up failing every class on my report card, right? And here I am with this dad who is all about me excelling in school and doing well. Oh man. So I got this report card. I'm just like, yo, what? And oof, that day I ended up running away. Oh man, I was so scared. It's like, oh, and so I messed up that particular semester, or that year. And then the following year I had summer school and was sort of okay, but then and I had night school as well to sort of replace those grades with different classes. At least one of the classes was science. And afterwards I ended up moving, and this is in my first album. I go through my story in my album, but of course it's in lyric form. So You don't get every detail in there. You just get the overview of the chapter, so to speak. So I appreciate you taking the time here to listen and get a picture of where I'm coming from. So junior year is was kind of in between. I was still messing up in school. I wasn't really dedicating myself, putting in that effort to really do anything with the schooling. And that's also where I started getting deeper into the green, into that green, and just sort of floating by on that existence. And that's where when I'm coming up to people and expressing to where I don't engage in certain activities, it's because I've been through these different activities. It's not like I just don't do it because I'm just like unknowing or naive or anything like that. It's because I've actually experienced different things and can feel like, okay, I don't want to do that anymore. It doesn't serve me with how I want to exist in the world and how I feel like I can share more. So that's that. I got into that junior year more so and was consistent. Then it wasn't until, excuse me, it wasn't until my senior year to where my friend had invited me to the intramurals track. So it was before the season started. And when I was younger, I told my dad that I wanted to be a track star. I had it in a video, like in a video yearbook that we did. They asked, "Where do you want to be in 5 years?" or something of that sort. And I mentioned, "I'm going to be a track star." I just had that idea. And even so, I wasn't really dedicating myself to that. I was just saying it. And my dad would tell me that because I'd say, "Oh, I want to play basketball or I want to do football." But I wasn't showing that I wanted to do that. I wasn't actually putting in the exercise, going up, running up the stairs, up and down the stairs, or outside shooting a bunch of shots to really improve my game or different drills. So it was more talk. But this senior year, it was action. My friend invited me. I said, "Hey, I don't have any shorts," but another guy had shorts for me. So he said, "I got you." He handed me the shorts. And from there, I dedicated myself to the track. I dedicated myself to the practice, to drilling. And in that process, I was able to cultivate a positive community around me, people wanting me to succeed, wanting the team to succeed, showing up for the team. And that first quarter, I was able to make the honor roll. And with that, that's where I'm speaking of, excuse me, the element of you wanting it for yourself. Because once I wanted it and I knew I needed to pass these classes in order to participate on the track team, that's where I had to set in motion what I needed to do in order to make that happen. So from that place, then it continued to move in that direction of applying myself more and going to college. I won the first semester. Let me see. Yeah, the first quarter, first semester with track there. So I won we were division 3 and I got the long jump and the triple jump for us there. And then after that, I sort of fell off for sure. I fell off, but it was still positive. Like it was still a positive energy and being that I was still cultivating. And that's what was important, just the nature of how I was cultivating my character, so to speak. And from there, that's also where I set the intention and received intuition regarding coming to California and exploring my different skills and talents as well. And that's where, because I followed that intuition and went for it, I was able to go to massage school, right? Get the massage license. Then with the music, I was able to perform, just get out there and perform, right? So we're talking about you got to want it for yourself. I showed up to open mics, just saw the opportunity and did it. Stood on the stage, expressed myself, connected with people, touched people through the music, and then got approached by a producer that wanted to work on my album. Produced it, like now I had an album. Continue forth with more music, performing shows, different bands, recording my own album, my second album, QVC, Q's Vibe Collection. You can find that on all the platforms, including my YouTube channel, QVC, Q's Vibe Collection. And just with the mucusless diet healing system, finding the mucusless diet healing system through the Kung Fu practice, getting into Kung Fu, joining the Chan family in that way with the Qigong, with the Kung Fu, and later getting into my third album. So now Q's Real Deal Salad. And I'm saying all this just to say you got to want it for yourself. And I'm not saying it to say like, oh, I have everything or look, but just more expressing a story of starting from not applying myself to failing the whole semester and just like not not putting the energy in it for myself or my family, but just right for myself, to slowly improving and making a shift. And that shift happened after the last video I shared about that story where they pulled that thing out. And yeah, and I almost got hit with one of those. That shifted my whole movement and who I was hanging around and what activities I was doing and what did I want to do. It had me reflect on what I wanted to do because I could be gone. So what am I really doing? it triggered that self-reflection of what am I doing with my life? And that's a constant reflection. That's always it's always a thought of, okay, I've done this, I've worked on this, other things are consistent, they're already in motion, and it's just a matter of what do you want? What do you want? So if you like this video, click like. If you have any thoughts or comments, I'd like to hear about them. Leave a comment below. And if you want to continue on this journey with me, click subscribe and we can vibe. Peace out.